What is up, plant community? If you like my videos, you like my content, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give me a like, share, and leave a comment down below. It really helps me out. It helps the channel out. So I'm gonna be doing a bit of a garden tour because I know I was supposed to do one last year, but never really got a chance to. And it's not gonna be perfect. There's gonna be weeds. I still have a lot of weed eating to do. I don't use poison, so yeah. Alright, so we'll start out with the palms. So the Phoenix, Robellini, the Robellini palm, pygmy date palm, it's doing fairly good. Has a bit of dry tips, but I think that's just due to some exposure to the sun. Otherwise than that, it's doing fairly good. It's doing good. Got some new growth. Got some new growth here. It's doing really good. I used to have one over here, but it didn't do anything for me. It just winded up not doing what it was supposed to, and it just basically kept getting crisp leaves and it died. So I don't know. Maybe it's something that when they get a bigger trunk on them or something like that, that they could take more of the sun. I don't know. For right now, it gets part sun, part shade. Here, it's mainly shaded. All right, we'll go to the Majesty Palm. Needs a bigger pot, as you can see down there. Needs a bigger pot, a little bit of sun scorch. For some reason, these fronds wasn't gonna adjust right for me, but now they are, and I was like, well, if you don't adjust right, oh well. You know, I can go get a $44 palm over at Walmart and still get the same height as I'm wanting in this guy, and maybe even more eventually when it gets older. Alright, sorry about that. There's a loud vehicle in the area, so I just cut it from there. Now we do have my Cycad here. This is a Japanese Cycad. They sell them a lot at Walmart. I forget the common name of them because I always just call them a Japanese Cycad because that's what they are. I did have a smaller one of them. It didn't make it through the winter. It turned yellow and it just died. Don't know why it died, but it died. But this guy did lose its newest fronds whenever they were coming through. But it looks like it might be wanting to put out some new fronds, so those will slowly come in. It's doing good. A bit of a leaf tip burn here. I think it just has some of the leaf tip burns because of not of nutrient deficiencies, but I think it's more of the simple fact that it was hoping to maybe get rid of the lower fronds down below, and it just wasn't able to do that because they winded up dying off, so it just kind of kept what fronds it had. It's like my other Cycad over here. This guy, he looked a lot better last year, but yeah, he's kind of getting some brown fronds on him. Of course, I allow the brown fronds because nothing in the garden is ever perfect. I think it has potential to get some new fronds. Hopefully it gets some new fronds. It did have some big fronds. I brought it out here, and wind just kind of blew them away, blew them off. So now it has to put out new fronds, and it's holding on to the older foliage. I'm actually thinking of not repotting this until it does get its new fronds, so that way it can really help itself recover. Alright. Also, sorry for the wind if you guys can hear that. It is awfully windy out here. We have more storms coming in. Alright, let's go to the Norfolk Islands, and trees related more to the Norfolk Island pines. So the first one we'll go to is this beautiful lovely little monkey puzzle tree. He's basically a seedling. I put some slow release fertilizer in there, simulate more of the wild. This is all the new growth. This is all old growth. I did repot him and got him out of that nursery container. Kept the tag in there for him so people know what species he is and what he is. We're a zone 6. I heard you can get away with them being in a zone 6 and planting them in the ground. But I live in government housing, so we're not really allowed to plant trees, which sucks because I would really love to plant a monkey puzzle tree. But, it is what it is. So, yeah, he's got some new growth, though. He just kind of exploded in better growth whenever I put him in a bigger pot. But, of course, that allows the roots to grow and everything. So, he was basically a seedling. Hopefully, I'll get him taller. I'll keep him out this year in the cold, see how he does. I mean, not really as a seedling. I'll probably give him some protection. Then, if we go over here, we have my lemon cypress. I used to have a bonsai of a lemon cypress, died. I used to have smaller ones. It's like when they're babies, they require a whole lot of water. This guy hasn't really put up much of a fuss when he's dried out a little bit. So he's been doing really good. Really happy with him. Really happy with the progress that is going on with this lemon cypress. And then over here, we have the European cypress, or as it's known, L. Woodii. There we go, L. Woodii. He is starting to put out a lot of new growth. You can still see that there is old needles within the crown. A lot of those got hurt this year because I thought they could take kind of a frost. I only experienced frost one time, and that was the results of that. And I was like, yeah, no more, not until you get big enough to actually handle it. I did a lot of research, and yeah, they're just not well adapted for things like that. Over here, we go to the Norfolk Island pines. It does have a bit of burn because I brought it out a bit too early. Story of my life. Bring things out early and some of them get fried. But it'll be fine. It'll recover. Here's my other one. And here's my other one over there doing really, really good. So all of them are doing really good. Then there's some palms over here I forgot to show you. So this guy originally had a few fronds. Some of them got lost. I think it was due to the cold because I did let him experience cold this year right out of the greenhouse. But as you can see, he's got a new strong spear. This is my Windmill Palm. I just put fertilizer in there. He's doing really good. He'll be a slow grower, but that's all right. Don't need anything that's too fast growing. Then we have my Chinese fan palm. He has a little bit of burn, but you can see that there is some really good, strong new spears coming up, so I ain't too worried about him. He'll do just fine. I let him take some cold outside too. Over here, kind of have him here for now. I don't know where I'm actually going to place him, but this is my Cordyline Australis. The spear was bent, as you can see there, but he's starting to come back from that wind damage. He's growing a lot stronger. Hopefully, by the end of this year, or maybe even the middle of this year, I can repot him and get more of this trunk, which is what I've been wanting, is more of a trunk on him. Because the more of the trunk you have on these guys, the more stronger they are towards the cold. And sorry about the kids. And then we have my Fishtail Palm. It has a little burn, but it's coming back. I, I do this every year. I rush them and then things kind of burn. But as you can see here, strong growth, a little bit of burn, strong new growth, strong growth, a little bit of burn. It'll be fine though. It'll manage. Not the best looking palm right now, but it'll manage. Might have to help this spear a bit because it's kind of burnt there, but we'll see what happens with it as it continues to push out. They do like partial shade, but they can also take full sun if you adapt them slowly enough and adapt them right. They can take it and they can handle it. Love this palm, one of my more showpiece palms in the garden. I'm hoping to one day make this a good showpiece palm, including the Phoenix Robolini, which is why it's right here, or Pygmy Date Palm. And then down here we have my Lil Silver Lady Fern. Is a dwarf species. They can take dappled light, which is why it's underneath the rose bush. It would never do good in direct sunlight. But he's doing really good and taking the dappled light well. There is a little bit of burn, so I'm gonna, like right there, so I'm gonna have to watch him a bit because I'm thinking that maybe the shade like it is now moves and it just gets a lot of direct sun and it shouldn't be getting that direct sun. Alright, now we can go on to the Mop Cypress over here. The Mop Cypress, it's, sorry for the harsh lighting too, by the way. I kind of weed-eated the area, but not too much. It's growing. It's putting out some new foliage. Not too much, but looks like it's doing really well. Gotta get some of these dry needles out of here. The dry foliage, like right there, some dry foliage. But yeah, he's doing really well. He's grown actually a bit more ever since I put him in the ground than what he did originally. Alright, I forget the name of this guy, but he puts out a beautiful show whenever he gets fully grown. He puts out some beautiful tropical looking flowers. It's not a hibiscus. I did have two cold hardy hibiscus that were originally there, but yeah, they did not. Gotta move him up a bit. It's kind of uneven. And you know what? It was fine. Maybe. I like that better. Alright, anyways. So when they were doing the roofing, they had to put down some garden ties down because they really damaged this guy, like, horribly. So, they kind of split him in half. And it's still living tissue, so it's like, I don't want to have to just break it off or cut it off. So I just basically took gardening tape, tied them together, hope that it'll callus over, which I know it will, and hopefully the wounds will callus over together and I can eventually take that off. But for now, that's what I'm going to do with it. And originally I was going to chop a lot of foliage away, kind of make it like a Japanese style garden, but well, for this tree anyways, this specific tree. But I don't think that's going to happen now until all that callus is over, because I want it to keep as much strength as it can. But other than that, he's doing good. He did have a bit of dieback this year after winter. Same with my rose bushes, actually. I'll show you them too, eventually. So yeah, like right down there. See if I can get in there for you. Right down there. Dead branch. Looks like some of the tips may have died off. So, yeah, I'll have to prune that up. It won't hurt it any. Then here we have the desert garden, which so far is doing pretty good. Just need to come in here, weed eat it, which is dangerous. There's a lot of these little hairy needles on these cactus, which tend to hurt and are annoying more than hurt. They just get in there and they just irritate you. My hens and chicks doing really good, spreading everywhere. They've gotten bigger. I'm waiting for them to flower. When they flower, well, that'll be awesome. And then I did put in another yucca. Every time I put a yucca here, it dies. I think it might just be because it's really big or something like that. So I put in a smaller one because it's cheaper. Because a lot of people around here has the more green yuccas. I wanted something different. I wanted something more showy. It matches more of the garden here anyways, the desert garden. Because these cacti, which are cold hardy here, they're a native species, come to find out, they flower. And their flowers are yellow, so the yellow striping of the yucca matches perfectly. This whole area is technically a warm spot. The whole porch area is a... Oh man, get over here. Sorry about that wind, but the whole porch area is a warm zone, a small little climate area basically. Then we have my sedum. They're also a succulent. They do really well here. They're non-native. They're kind of invasive if you don't keep on them. I have a lot of weeds growing in them right now. I heard they help with the soil, so I kind of left them in there. But I would like to get them out if they don't vanish soon. So, anywho, they haven't flowered yet, so that's a bit weird. I threw a small clump over here about a year ago, and yeah, they just they spread like wildfire. Okay, and then we have my rose bush. My rose bush, very beautiful. Did have a bit of dieback this year, but the good news is I'm getting flower blooms. Oh, I love it when this thing blooms. That's why I love rose bushes. There's nothing more welcoming than blooms, and it seems to be really happy here. I have trimmed it back, and it's still blooming, so it's doing really good. Happy to have it. Love to have it. And then we go to this guy. So I have a red rose bush and a pink rose bush, and this one died back quite horribly. I trimmed it up before winter, thinking that it would be alright, and you know, through the winter, I don't know what happened. We had a mild winter, maybe that played into it, because they like to go dormant, fully dormant, whenever it's cold, and the thing is they really weren't going dormant, and most of them kept their leaves. So they didn't really go dormant until the end of winter when it was the most harshest. And I think it might have been a little too harsh for them because I don't think they were expecting it, which is unusual here. I think maybe the warm weather and them keeping the leaves maybe tired them out a bit and they just couldn't deal with it when all of a sudden that dormancy came. So I did have a bit of dieback on here, trimmed it away. Now it's looking kind of full again. And then we have this guy, which is my pink rose bush. I was going to rip him up and get rid of him, but then I see now, I was like, oh, no, if you're still growing, I'm going to keep you. Why not? Because there's no reason to get rid of a plant that has potential. Alright, then we go down the walkway. As you can see, we have all my daylilies. My daylilies are looking good, besides this one. Got hit by a shingle, got crushed. It'll be alright though. And then I did plant a lot of African canna lilies, so hopefully those come up. I plant them in between the daylilies to give off a tropical flower vibe. Alright, sorry about that. Had a sneeze attack. So yeah, I placed some in each individual spot here that also needs to be weeded out. So yeah, the daylilies will give those tropical looking flowers, and so will the canna lilies. So I am excited for whenever those fully bloom down the walkway here. Um, Other than that, that's really the video for the front garden here. So my next video, I'll be doing the second garden tour next time. Oh, hold up. We have my tulips, which still have yet to bloom. They're just kind of setting still for some reason, haven't done much. And I don't know why they haven't done much, but yep, that's basically it. Sorry for the wind, can't really help the wind. Uh, Probably didn't sound the greatest on here either because of the wind. I'm sorry I don't have the money to afford good camera equipment and stuff to upload on my channel. So just kind of doing what I can with it. Another one I forgot to mention that's in the garden is this guy. It's an air plant. Do really well out here because of the humidity and all that. So I like having them out in the garden. I just need more of them to put along the stem and we'll be good to go. So that way it looks more tropical. Then I have this. Need to find a planter or do a planter to put something up here. Need something up there. It's just kind of, and it's wobbly. It's real wobbly. It needs to be worked on too. But yeah, otherwise than that, that's pretty much the front garden tour of the apartment. I will be doing another garden tour. If you guys are wanting to see it, let me know. Otherwise than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Thank you.